I will be making a series of short videos, each capped at around 5 minutes, aimed at Year 9 science. The reason why I figured I'd make these short videos is for several reasons. Reason number one is based on this year's overall cohort marks on the first assessment task. And it seems that across the spectrum, across all classes, all types of different learning abilities, there seems to be a lack in basic fundamental understanding in exam technique. Content among other things, but it's mainly what I've noticed, exam technique based on my marking. And I could see that many students get overwhelmed when they see an extended response questions worth up to 9 marks or 10 marks. And also just based on conversations with students, I could see that many study simply by going over their notes over and over again, just reading over and over again. This is not the way to study. The research is very clear on this, and I emphasize this all the time at the very beginning of the year. In the very first lesson I have with all my students, be it juniors or seniors, to read through my research-based handout. And the earlier you practice answering questions involving what we call verbs, just type into Google HSC verbs, and you'll see that there's this list of verbs that examiners test you on in the HSC. You've already come across these, I'm sure, throughout junior science. Verbs like explain, describe, discuss, identify, and so on. And these will be used throughout the HSC. So whether you're doing biology, chemistry, or physics, they'll pop up everywhere. And the more time you have to master exam technique, the more time you get familiar with these verbs, the more efficient you'll be at answering questions in the HSC when the time comes. And my philosophy is the earlier, the better. It's never too early to get a head start. Okay, Year 9, you're in Year 9 now. Year 9, Year 10, Year 11, Year 12. That's plenty of time to get familiar with these verbs. There's not many of them if you look at the list on Google. That's reason number one. The second reason is for convenience. I like making and using videos as supplementary resources that students can use anytime and anywhere. With these videos, you can watch them at your own pace. You can pause, you can go back to the start, etc., etc. The third reason is that, particularly for my students, is that they will have no excuses. These videos will be posted with the intention of posting one or more on a daily basis. That's my intention. They're intended to be short, something around 5 minutes. It won't kill you, 5 minutes. I mean, many students out there spend hours a day scrolling through social media, and they get nowhere academically. And there's a link between hours spent on social media and academic performance. The research is clear on this, even just from a logical standpoint. Less hours spent on academic work, less chance of academic success. It's pretty straightforward. Also, these videos will provide me full protection from what I like to call the blame game. This is where students who underperform in an assessment will then point the finger at me, at their teacher, and say, "You didn't teach us this." Now, the great thing about YouTube is that the time that a video was posted is shown. It's always shown under the video. So you'll have no excuse for not watching them. This goes for other students in the cohort, Year 9 cohort. They're right there. They're perfectly accessible anytime, anywhere. The fourth reason for making these videos is that it'll help you gauge your own understanding. In all my lessons, I'll integrate a reflective segment, be it through a written journal entry in exercise books, a summative quiz, or even just a conversation. And this will allow you as a student to see where you're at, if you've mastered the content, or if you need to go back and revise. I'll also hopefully hopefully allow you to gain insights into how markers do what they do, where they tend to allocate marks, etc. So if done very early on, as soon as I post a video up and you watch it and you follow along with an activity that I provide towards the end, it'll then allow you to conduct efficient gauging of progress, as opposed to someone who attempts to watch them all in one sitting. I wouldn't recommend you watch all these videos in one sitting. Absolutely not. Take it one step at a time. Do 1, do 2 a day. That should be plenty. So to all Year 9 science students out there, particularly those in New South Wales, and most particularly to all Year 9 students in my school, I guarantee you, if you watch these videos and complete the activities properly that I put up, I have no doubt that you'll master long response questions from, be it from 4 marks all the way up to 10 marks, let's say. And I'm sure you'll notice that your confidence levels and your self-esteem will go up, which leads to something that I'm a firm believer in. If you're confident, cool, calm, and collected, you'll be able to perform effectively on the day of an assessment task, okay, and vice versa. So I hope you find these upcoming videos useful. I encourage you to leave me feedback in the comments. Things like what you'd like to see more of, for example, et cetera, et cetera. But I'll be making these questions from scratch, okay, just based on experience, based on marking, based on how we write assessments. I'll be making from scratch what examiners typically like to ask in exams, but they will definitely be of use. They'll definitely help you out, especially for those who struggle a lot with even knowing how to start. So they'll definitely help you. And I'll start from the very bottom and work my way up just to make sure that everyone across the spectrum, across all different learning abilities is catered for. So happy watching.